My husband told me his ex-wife died in a car accident 5 years ago. What he didn't tell me was that her entire life was still living inside his parents' house. I'm Maria. I'm 32 years old, and I've been married to Lucas for 2 years now. We have a beautiful 3-year-old daughter named Sophia. Lucas is an amazing father and husband, but his parents? That's a completely different story. When Lucas and I started dating, he was upfront about his past. He was married before to a woman named Helena. They were together for 4 years. She died in a tragic car accident when she was only 28 years old. Lucas was devastated. He told me it took him almost 3 years to even consider dating again. I respected that. I never tried to compete with a memory. I understood that Helena would always be a part of his history, and I was okay with that. His parents, Roberto and Christina, were always distant with me. Not rude, exactly, just cold, like I was a temporary guest in their son's life rather than his wife. But I tried to be understanding. They lost a daughter-in-law they loved. Grief does strange things to people. I figured they just needed time to accept me. We live about 2 hours away from them, so we don't visit that often, maybe once every couple of months. And honestly, I never minded the distance. Every time we visited, I felt this weird tension in the house, like I was being compared to someone who wasn't there. Christina would make comments like, "Helena used to make the best lasagna," or "Helena always knew how to arrange flowers perfectly." Small things, but they added up. Lucas would defend me sometimes, but mostly he just stayed quiet. I think he didn't want to cause problems between his parents and me. I get it, it's a difficult position to be in. But everything changed 3 months ago. We went to visit them for Sophia's 3rd birthday. They insisted on throwing her a party at their house. I wasn't thrilled about it, but Lucas really wanted his parents to be involved in Sophia's life, so I agreed. We packed our bags and drove up there on a Friday afternoon. The house looked the same as always, big, old, with dark wood furniture and too many religious paintings on the walls. Sophia was excited, though. She loved her grandparents' garden. There was a swing set that Lucas used when he was a kid, and Sophia would spend hours playing there. That first night, after dinner, Sophia needed to use the bathroom. The downstairs bathroom was occupied, so Christina told me to take her upstairs to use the one near the guest rooms. I picked up Sophia and headed up the stairs. The hallway upstairs was long and dark. There were 4 doors. I knew one was the bathroom, one was Roberto and Christina's bedroom, and one was the guest room where Lucas and I would sleep. But there was a 4th door, and I had never really thought about it before. As I walked past it with Sophia, I noticed something. The door had a lock on the outside, not a regular lock, one of those heavy bolt locks that you slide across, like the kind people use to lock storage rooms or basements. It was strange. Why would you need to lock a room from the outside? Sophia did her business in the bathroom and we went back downstairs, but that door stayed in my mind. I asked Lucas about it later that night when we were in bed. "What's in that locked room upstairs?" He got quiet, really quiet. Then he said, "It's just storage, old furniture and stuff. My parents are weird about it. They don't like people going in there." Something about the way he said it felt off, but I didn't push, not then. The next day was Sophia's birthday party. About 15 people came, some family members, some neighbors, a few kids from the area. It was nice, actually. Sophia had a great time. She wore this beautiful pink dress I had bought for her. She looked like a little princess. After the party, after everyone left, Christina pulled me aside. She had this strange look on her face, excited but also nervous. "Maria, I have something special for Sophia. Come with me." I followed her upstairs. My heart started beating faster when I realized where we were going. She stopped in front of that locked door, the one with the bolt. She pulled out a key from her pocket and unlocked the bolt. Then she opened the door. I will never forget what I saw. It was a bedroom, a woman's bedroom. Everything was perfectly preserved. The bed was made with white sheets and a floral comforter. There was a dresser with perfume bottles on top, a closet with the doors slightly open showing rows of clothes inside, pictures on the walls, a hairbrush on the nightstand with strands of dark hair still in it, and everywhere, I mean everywhere, there were photos of Helena. Helena smiling, Helena and Lucas on their wedding day, Helena holding a bouquet of flowers, Helena and Christina hugging, Helena, Helena, Helena. I felt like I couldn't breathe. This was Helena's room, Christina said softly, like she was in a church. We kept everything exactly as she left it. We come in here sometimes to feel close to Helena. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there frozen. Then Christina walked to the closet and pulled out a dress, a white dress with small blue flowers on it. It looked vintage, delicate. I want Sophia to wear this dress, she said. It was Helena's favorite dress. I think it would fit Sophia perfectly. My brain finally caught up with what was happening. No, I said. Absolutely not. Christina looked shocked. What do you mean, no? This is a beautiful dress. Helena would have wanted this. Helena didn't even know Sophia, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. And this is not normal, Christina. You can't keep a dead woman's room like this, and you definitely can't put my daughter in her clothes. Her face changed. The fake sweetness disappeared. How dare you? Helena was a part of this family. She will always be a part of this family. Your daughter is lucky to even be considered worthy of wearing her things. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Lucky? My daughter was lucky to wear a dead woman's clothes? We're leaving, I said. I turned around and started walking towards the stairs. You're being disrespectful, Christina shouted behind me. Lucas will hear about this. I found Lucas in the living room with Roberto. I told him we needed to leave right now. He could see I was upset. He didn't argue. We packed our things in 10 minutes. Sophia was confused. She didn't understand why we were leaving so suddenly. I just told her Mommy wasn't feeling well. The drive home was silent. Lucas kept asking me what happened, but I couldn't talk about it. Not yet. I was too angry, too disturbed. When we finally got home, after Sophia was asleep, I told Lucas everything. I told him about the room, about the dress, about what his mother said. He looked pale. He said, I didn't know she was going to do that. I swear, Maria, I didn't know. But you knew about the room. You lied to me. You said it was just storage. He ran his hands through his hair. He looked exhausted. I know, it's wrong. I'll talk to them. I'll set boundaries. This can't happen again. But it didn't end there. Over the next few weeks, Christina kept calling. She would call Lucas and cry. She would say I was being cruel, that I was trying to erase Helena's memory, that I was turning Lucas against his own family. Roberto called too. He was more aggressive. He said I was being dramatic, that they were just trying to honor Helena's memory and include Sophia in the family history. Lucas tried to stand up for me, he really did. He told them they were wrong. He told them they needed to accept that Helena was gone and that I was his wife now. But they wouldn't listen. They just kept pushing and pushing. Then, about a month ago, something else happened. We got a package in the mail. No return address. Inside was that white dress with the blue flowers, the one Christina had tried to put on Sophia. There was a note. For Sophia, from her grandmother. Helena would have wanted her to have this. I threw it away immediately. I didn't even tell Lucas at first. But then more packages started coming. A stuffed animal that supposedly belonged to Helena, a necklace, a children's book with Helena's name written inside the cover. Each time I threw them away. Each time I felt more suffocated. Lucas finally called his parents and told them to stop. He said if they kept sending things, we would cut off contact completely. They didn't take it well. Christina screamed at him over the phone. She said he was betraying Helena's memory, that he was choosing me over his dead wife. She's not my wife, Lucas yelled back. She was my wife, past tense. Maria is my wife now, and Sophia is my daughter, not Helena's, mine and Maria's. Christina hung up on him. We haven't heard from them since. That was 3 weeks ago. Lucas has been dealing with a lot of guilt. He feels like he should have set boundaries with his parents years ago. He feels like he let them disrespect me for too long. We've been going to therapy together. It's helping. But here's what really gets me. I found out from Lucas's sister that the memorial room isn't even new. They created it right after Helena died. For 5 years, they've been maintaining this room, dusting it, keeping everything perfect, like Helena was just on vacation and would come back any day. Lucas's sister also told me that his parents had always hoped Lucas would never remarry. They wanted him to stay devoted to Helena's memory forever. When he started dating me, they were furious. They saw me as an intruder, a replacement, someone who was trying to steal their son away from Helena's ghost. And when Sophia was born, they saw her as an opportunity, a way to keep Helena's memory alive through another generation. They probably imagined dressing Sophia in Helena's clothes, teaching her about Helena, making her into some kind of living memorial. It makes me sick to think about it. I've talked to other people about this, friends, family, my own therapist. Everyone agrees that what Roberto and Christina did was completely inappropriate. You don't try to force a child to wear a dead person's clothes. You don't maintain a memorial room for 5 years like it's a museum. And you definitely don't try to push your son's new wife and daughter into the shadow of someone who's gone. But here's what I'm struggling with now. Sophia is growing up. Soon she'll start asking questions about her grandparents, about why we don't see them anymore. What do I tell her? Do I tell her the truth, that her grandparents couldn't accept that her father moved on after his first wife died, that they tried to use her as a replacement for someone else? Or do I lie? Do I say they live too far away and we just don't have time to visit? Lucas thinks we should tell her an age-appropriate version of the truth when she's older, maybe when she's 10 or 11, but I don't know. I don't want her to grow up feeling like she wasn't enough for her grandparents, that she was only valuable to them if she could somehow bring back someone who's dead. And there's another thing that bothers me. What if Lucas's parents try to contact Sophia directly when she's older? What if they reach out to her on social media when she's a teenager and fill her head with stories about Helena? What if they try to turn her against me? These are the thoughts that keep me up at night. I also wonder if I could have handled things differently. Maybe I should have been more patient with Christina. Maybe I should have let Sophia wear the dress just that one time to keep the peace. Maybe I overreacted. But then I remember the look on Christina's face when she was holding that dress, the way she looked at Sophia like she was a doll, a blank canvas that could be painted over with Helena's memory, and I know I did the right thing. My daughter is not a memorial. She's not a replacement. She's her own person, and she deserves grandparents who love her for who she is, not for who they wish she could be. Lucas has been amazing through all of this. He's made it clear that his priority is our family, me and Sophia, not his parents' grief, not Helena's memory, us, and I love him for that. But I know this hurts him. He lost Helena in a horrible way, and now he's losing his parents too, in a different way, because they can't let go. They can't move forward. They're stuck in 2020, in that moment when Helena died, and they're trying to drag everyone else back there with them. I feel bad for them sometimes, I really do. Losing someone you love is devastating. I can't imagine what it was like for them to lose Helena. She was young, the accident was sudden, they didn't get to say goodbye. I understand that kind of grief can twist people, it can make them do irrational things. But understanding doesn't mean accepting. I can feel compassion for their pain without allowing them to hurt my family. So where are we now? Lucas and I are doing okay. We're working through this together. Sophia is happy and healthy and has no idea about any of this drama, which is exactly how it should be. We've built a good life, a stable life, and we're not going to let anyone, not even Lucas's parents, destroy that. As for Roberto and Christina, I don't know what will happen with them. Maybe one day they'll realize what they've lost. Maybe they'll apologize and actually mean it. Maybe they'll get therapy and learn how to process their grief in a healthy way. And if that happens, if they can truly accept me and respect our family, then maybe we can rebuild some kind of relationship. But until then, that locked room and everything it represents stays in the past, where it belongs. Hit subscribe if you want to hear more stories like this one.